likes to divide us. Sometimes our egos, our pride, you know, our over emphasis on relevance may want to tear us apart, may really want to pull us apart, you know. But that which binds us together as a people, as a nation, is stronger than that wants to tear us apart. And I really want us to focus on this commonness, on that which brings us together, that which binds us together. Now, it is no secret that every one of us, and I mean it, even the so-called federalists or unionists or whatsoever they call themselves, even the so-called black legs, each and every one of them have this desire, this inner quest for freedom. Yes, they all can testify that they are tired of being slaves in their own country. They are tired of being second-class citizens. They are tired of all that they've been experiencing under La République du Cameroon. Now, there is something I want to emphasize here so that we can understand why these problems are there and why we can never fail as one people, as Amazonians. Why we can never fail. And of course, you know, first of all, let's look at the way we humans are what we are comprised of. You know, we are human beings. We are spirit beings, right? I've oftentimes said this on this platform that we are spirit beings. We have a soul, and we live in a body. So our spirit, your spirit, is the real you. Now, every one of us, every true Amazonian, has the desire in his heart, in his spirit, that desire for freedom, that desire to be free from La République, that desire to break loose from La République du Cameroon. There is that innermost desire. Now, the problem is the mind, the soul. You see, some people are of corrupt minds. Their heart is willing, but their minds are corrupt. Their heart is seeking for freedom. They want to be free, but their minds are corrupt. And let me explain this. Do you know why we have so many black legs amongst us? These are individuals who desire freedom just like you and me. They desire it, but deep in their heart, deep in them, in their spirit being, in their heart, they desire the freedom you and I are fighting for. But because they are of weak-minded, no, they are weak-minded people. They are so weak-minded. Now remember, Jesus experienced such a thing with his disciples. You remember what he said? Jesus said, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. You see. And that was referring to physical weakness. But in the case of Amazonia, we can use the same statement. Many Amazonians, they are of the willing spirit for freedom. Many people, they want free. Many people, they want the freedom of Amazonia, but they are of weak minds. Their spirit is willing, but the body is weak. Let me explain that, so that we begin to understand why we have the challenges, why we have all these criminals amongst us, why we have people like Atanganji, Felion Kongo, Nambere, and all these people. Have you seen in this revolution that there's been a time where you saw an individual and you thought this person is for the revolution, and then after a period of time you see the action of that individual is totally against the revolution, and you are wondering, was this person ever for the revolution? Did I believe it wrongly to believe that this person was for the revolution? The answer is simple. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. You see, deep in their spirit, they also want the freedom you and I are fighting for. But they are of corrupt minds. You see, their flesh, their mind is weak. So they started the fight. But along the line, because they are of weak-mindedness, they are suffering what I call the paranoid sickness, the sickness of weak-mindedness. They were easily corrupted by the enemy. You know, the enemy easily deceived them. They look like somebody like Nick Santos and all these ones. They easily arrived at a point where they became deceived. Now, deep in their heart, they still want freedom. But now, because their minds are weak, they are easily being manipulated to believe the wrong things. That's why you see somebody like Nick Castello Santelos, who used to say he's the Gambian man of the revolution, who used to preach Amazonia. Now he's talking about, let's just try to make peace, let there be peace, let there be that. You see, what has happened to them? Their minds have been corrupt. They've been deceived. Situations have arisen, have arisen that have deceived them. Now they begin to see the negatives and they are afraid. In the Bible days, we had those kind of people too. Listen, my brothers and sisters, fellow Amazonians, nothing can deter us from this cause, and nothing can stop us from getting that which we've set our hearts upon. No one, not even La République du Cameroon, not even Satan, not even the United Nations. There is nothing they can do to stop us Amazonians from getting our independence. The only person that can stop you from getting what you want is you. You remember I said, he that fights has the ability and the chance to win. But he that does not fight has already lost. You see, in this war of independence, we know the enemy. We know the strategies and the tactics of the enemy. We are conscious of the devourer, La République du Cameroon. And of course, with her international allies, like France and the West, China, some of those crooked nations. You see, we know these things. So why would you give up knowing that your enemy is fighting you? And not standing for that which you want is enabling your enemy to overtake you. Brothers and sisters, fellow Amazonians, the beloved people of the great nation of Amazonia, I'm bringing to you a message, and I want to make it very clear to us that we are winning. Who told you? Who would have believed 5 years ago that we will be where we are right now? La République du Cameroon, they laughed at us. As a matter of fact, as it is in their usual habit of doing it, they said there is no Anglophone problem in this country. You remember the Issa Chiruma, Mr. Liar? Oh, Atangus, Atanganji. He went all over preaching this nonsensical message. There is no Anglophone crisis in this country. As far as I'm concerned, there is no Anglophone crisis in this country. What is he trying to fight today? Why are they trying to organize national dialogue and all the rest? Have you noticed their language have changed? Now they are the ones trying to beg. Those who were speaking, they thought they were the gods. No, they could speak from the high levels. But now they are the ones seeking out for manipulative strategies to deceive the international community, to deceive the world. They are the ones that are manifesting the actions or the signs of a desperate fool. La République du Cameroon is on her knees. It's because you and I have refused to be deceived. You see. Now, what am I trying to say? Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Amazonians, I personally believe, we can be of different opinion about this, but I personally believe even the so-called federalists, deep in their hearts, they are seeking for freedom. They want to be free. They are not free. And do you know why they are taking that position? Because, as I said, they are of weak minds. Their minds are so weak. So what they are thinking is, Masa, this in the so. What if man child it in this no waka, Masa? Better try for me to more just be in for me do. More not take side for this time, more not take side for this time, more job be for me do. So that if it bad, if independent come, they will still enjoy. If bad as the bad federation one come, will still enjoy. More job be for me do. Yes, if we go for this side, they put a few look with the bad people. If we go for this side, they put a few look with the bad people. This is what they are thinking. They are the weak-minded ones who have never understand the power of determination, the power of standing for that which you want and fighting for it. Now, I might be talking like this and you are thinking, oh, that's right. You are calling names right now. You are thinking of those other names. But let's talk about ourselves. Amongst us, there are still many people. They are in the middle. They are lukewarm. They don't know. They are like, okay. How the TV be? We don't know. So they don't want to be extreme. They don't want to exert their energy on one side. They don't want to give in their full energy. They don't want to give in their full input because they are still in the middle. They are thinking, more no show our face, more not do this because tomorrow if what what can they will start they go bad for our side. No, it shows they are weak-minded. They don't believe in the cause for which they are fighting. They don't want to come out fully, boldly because they are still in the middle. They are mingling. The truth is, we can never fail. I, Mr. Nanchop, I have never gotten myself into anything that has failed in life. Never. And this one is not going to be the first. I have never, ever gotten myself in anything that has failed. And I want the international community to know, I want the world to know that we, the Amazonian people, we've decided to stand on that which we know is correct, and we will fight to defend ourselves. And this brings us to the Amber War Draft. What is the Amber War Draft, or the award? Now, if you see on the screen, you might be seeing award. First fruits of award in Manyu. The award stands for the Amber War Draft. That's the award. This is actually a strategy that was implemented or that introduced to us, the Amazonian people, by the interim government under the leadership of His Excellency Dr. Samuel Sako Ikome. Many people are very excited about the Amber War Draft. As a matter of fact, you will not believe what the Amber War Draft has done. The Amber War Draft has not only shown to the international community that we, the Amazonian people, are resolute. We have decided, we are resolved at fighting and defending ourselves until we get that which we want. That nothing, not even the barbaric strategy of La République will cause us to concede. We will stand firm to overcome every hindrance, and we are ready to draft ourselves to that cause for self-defense, to preserve and protect our humanity. You see, and now the international community, they understand that language because, of course, we have many nations in the world that have fought the same battle. That they fought their way through these hard chains and beyond colonialism. And of course, I want to make this very clear to us, fellow Amazonians, that we shall be talking about this because it is very important for us to understand why we all must be drafted, why we all must be committed to this cause. Now, I understand that a lot of people have been drafted. Some have not been drafted because they are still like, in the middle. The mediocrities, they are like, but I want us to see why it is very necessary for you that have been drafted, for you to make sure you fulfill your pledge, you fulfill your draft. Let it not just be a kind of a show that you did because all your friends were doing it in the county. No, but an act of commitment because you believe in the cause. If not, how different are you from those who are enablers? You hate them, right? You hate the enablers because you think they are out there to fight against the cause. At least they've decided to take a side openly. But you and I, not taking side in that which is correct or supporting that which we know is right, is being an internal enabler indirectly. So without taking much of your time, I shall be bringing onto you my guest this evening, who is no one else but our one and only great Comrade Willie Ayong from the Manyu County. Hey!
Sir.
At least I'm a good student. You taught me that last time, and I'm trying to repeat that, Mr. Willie. Welcome to Amber Voice, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Manchop. Thanks, everybody. Good morning.
Wonderful. Actually, Mr. Willie, I'm very pleased to have you on this platform. And of course, you are the Manyu County Chair, representing the great and wonderful people of the Manyu County. I still want to say I'm not just welcoming you alone on this platform, I am welcoming the Manyu County on this platform today. So please, ladies and gentlemen, friends and fans of Mr. Nanchop, if you are from the Manyu County, you want to share this show, you want to give this particular episode of Amber Voice your maximum support. And of course, the chairman is here. We shall be discussing a lot of things together. And I really want to say, Mr. Willie.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Willie, I want to know how the Manyu County is doing in general. How are you guys doing?
We are doing great. Is the noise coming from your background or mine? The beeping sound.
Well, I don't know. I think your sound. I don't know if If the people can get you well, okay. While we wait for our guest to adjust his sound, let's continue now, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Amazonians. I want to say that there are some things I will be bringing up on the screen right
Yeah.
now in a short moment from now that some of you shall really laugh. Now, before we come back to our guest, why he's getting himself sorted out, let me put something on the screen for you to see. I want us to take a look at this and make we laugh. Papa and Mommy them, make we laugh. Now, take a look at this. This is La République du Cameroun. Che, wahala day. Papa and Mommy them, brothers and sisters them, we will start with this small foreign news for La République du Cameroun. When I imagine, say, La République du Cameroun, they don't go higher. In fact, let me say this in English because I want the international community to get this. Now, take a look at this picture on the screen. These are Cameroonese, these are French Cameroonians. They went to stage a protest. By the way, a government-led protest. You know, the Cameroon government had to pay some people, give them sardine, give them boulangerie, then send them to go and attack. This is, to me, I call it an attack because, and I'm going to justify that in a moment. They went to the American embassy to stage a protest. Now, there was something that is very wrong with this, and I'm going to explain it. But now, let's be wise. Now, take a look at this picture. These are the young Cameroonese. They are going out to stage a protest against the United States embassy. Take a look at this. Now, something is wrong here. And I know many of you, you might be wondering, Mr. Nanchop, what are you trying to say? But let me ask this question. Taking a look at this picture, what comes to your mind? Think of it. And think of it for a moment. La République du Cameroun is going on for a strike against the so-called separatist leaders. Now, they want to show us that they can do a peaceful protest. Now, but there's something wrong here. Now, La République du Cameroun, the government of La République du Cameroun will hire some citizens and let them go to the American embassy to do a so-called peaceful protest against, in quote, separatist leaders in the diaspora. Okay. Two things I want you to note here. La République believes in peaceful protests so much that they are sponsoring it. Think about it for a moment. La République then believes so much in peaceful protest and they are sponsoring it. Number two, they are expecting a positive result from the Americans. Can you imagine? Now, some years behind, we had the Amazonian people, the people of the British Southern Cameroon. They came out to the streets and they were doing this kind of a protest, the same peaceful protest. La République du Cameroun responded with impunity. They responded with brutality. They shot the people, killed them, many died. In fact, since then, that's actually one of the basic escalation factor for the crisis. Because the people were not even allowed in their own country to do a peaceful protest. Meaning, La République du Cameroun, even until date, we know that so many times SDF has tried, Maurice Kamto and their political parties in their country, they've tried to do a peaceful protest. La République will always respond with impunity by shooting, maiming, and killing people. But this, look at them. They are the ones sponsoring a protest in the name of a peace protest against, in quote, separatist leaders in the diaspora. Now, I said there are two things wrong here. Number one, La République is trying to demonstrate to the world that they believe in a peaceful protest. If La République believe in a peaceful protest, why do they not allow others to protest peacefully against them? Why would they not allow their citizens to protest peacefully against things that are going on in their country that the people don't want and don't like. But the government of La République du Cameroon will sponsor a so-called peaceful protest against another country. Who are they trying to deceive? They want to tell us that they believe in peaceful protest when they will kill others who want to do peaceful protest. But they themselves are trying to sponsor a so-called peaceful protest against, in quote, I repeat, separatist leaders in the diaspora. Point number 2. They are expecting a positive result. Think about it. La République du Cameroun. Then they expect, say, they will go do protest for American embassy. They say, may they catch all the separatist leaders them abroad. They send and vote them. Then America will say, yes, let's do it. Let's catch the separatist leaders and send to La République du Cameroon. This is not Nigeria. As a matter of fact, when I see things like this, I laugh. Because La République is expressing how stupid and how ignorant they are in international law. In fact, this is an expression of stupidity that the government of La République du Cameroon will sponsor a so-called protest against the American embassy so that they should arrest what they call and thought and choose to use the term separatist leaders. First of all, let's look at what they were protesting for. They were protesting against separatist leaders in the diaspora. For real? Separatist leaders. Can we define these words? Okay. When you talk about separatists, let's use the word they always use, secession or to secede. What does it mean to secede? To secede means to withdraw formally from an alliance, right? Federation or association or from a political union. That's what it means to secede. So, La République is trying to tarnish us. They are trying to call us, our leaders, as separatist leaders in the diaspora. Separating from what? Who separated from who? In fact, who is the separate here or the separate leaders here? These, I think, are the La République leaders because they are the one that have seceded from what we agreed on. The gentleman's agreement we had with La République du Cameroon to be one people, to live in a system of federation. La République had seceded from that union. So they are the separatists because they separated from that union. They went back to their old system. They manipulated the whole system so that it fits their own private agenda. So they seceded, not we. They are the separatists. La République du Cameroon, they are the separatists. Their leaders are the separatist leaders. Mr. Biya and all his cohorts, they are the ones that need to be held accountable because they are the ones that have breached the contract with Ambazonia. They are the separatist leaders. Now, in their ignorance, they are going out there to sponsor a protest by giving these poor individuals some sardines and bread to eat. Oh my God! You see, this is what happens to you when you sell your birthright just for sardine and boulangerie. You act out of foolishness without even knowing what you are doing and why you are doing it. No, I pity these individuals. They went out there, and you can see the police is guarding them. They will not fight against them, of course, because it is their government that is financing it. But they are just expressing their stupidity to the world to show that they lack the knowledge of the international law. By the way, the right to self-determination has played a crucial role in the process of assisting the oppressed people in the world. I don't actually think that La République knows what is happening. They have not yet understood what is happening. They don't know that this colonial domination is what we are fighting against. So you see them using terms that they cannot even define. They don't understand what they are talking about. Separatist leaders in the diaspora. Really? Who is separating from who? I mean, you guys have seceded. You've separated from us. As a matter of fact, Mr. Biya is the worst separatist leader in Africa. The one who separated from the union they had with us, the British Southern Cameroons. The one who separated from the union they had with us, the Ambazonian people. The biggest secessionists in this union is Mr. Biya and his cohorts. They all are the secessionists, not the Amazonian people. For so long, they seceded from us, they manipulated the system, but we were still very peaceful. And we said, let's just be calm. We wanted peace. But now we've decided to arise and say we accept the secession. We accept the separation. And they're trying to call us separatists. Can you imagine? Mr. Bia and the people, they can't separate from our union. They go form, they say, a united Cameroon. We still remain peaceful. We'll not fight. Today, we don't decide for accept that separation. They can't call we say now will be separation and separatists them. They call we name secessionists. I'm sorry. This is it's just gross ignorance. I think Mr. Willie is connected again. Let me bring him back on the screen. Hello, Comrade Willie.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I think the sound is better now. Now, Mr. Willie, Mr. Bia, he said, may they arrest you. May they send you back home. So you be separatist leader. Which response you get for that?
Where is home?
Thank you.
Mr. Manchop, where you talk of home, which home?
I don't feel I answer that question.
No, you asked me a question. So you answer the question. That's the thing. You said home. Which home?
Well,
what they are doing in English. I will say it in English. What are in American language, we call it dumbness in the first order. We call it dumbness in the first order. They might protest from heaven to hell and back. They are wasting their time. When you see a thief in your house, the French people, that came into Southern Cameroon, killing us, beating us, raping us, and what the rest you can name. And then they come around protesting of what? All of those people should be arrested. They should be arrested for kidnapping. What they are doing, they are not fighting war with Amazonia. They are merely kidnapping us. So the government, the government of Cameroon should be charged for kidnapping. Because they are carrying Amazonia and taking them to Yaoundé. That's kidnapping already. That's kidnapping. When they go stand in Yaoundé, they are protesting. They can protest in their country. They can do what they want in their country. But we pass that level. Anything that comes on the screen in Yaoundé is foreign news. Yeah, I look at it as foreign news. So when you ask me anything, what do I think about them? I cannot think about them. I'm thinking of where Amazonia is going to. I'm not thinking of where other people. We are not part of them. So I'm not going to sit there beginning to what about Cocoa, Cassava, and half plums. Amazonia, we know where we are going to. We know where we come from. We know where we are going to. So you should not be even talking about why they protest or why they should do. That's what it is. They can stand in the sun from heaven to night. They don't even know where they start. Let me put it this way.
That's right.
The foreign news.
Yeah.
Can you talk internal news? That's Amazonia news. Where Amazonia is going to.
That's right.
That's foreign news.
That's right, Mr. Willie. Actually, you are very correct. That's foreign news, and it's actually a manifestation of stupidity. What I see the people doing now. Before I close that foreign news, let me put this thing on the screen because I had this response from this wonderful lady, and many of us might know her. Let me put the full screen. And this is Angela Quintel. She's a journalist, of course, and also a journalist activist. She has worked for so many years in South Africa, and this is what she responded to them. She says, the protest was about urging the US to arrest separatist leaders in the diaspora. She's addressing the purpose, of course. Now she says, the government of Cameroon has spent a fortune on lobbyists in Washington, but it shoots itself in the foot and arrests a journalist. See. So, even the international community knows that La République is just a shithole country. They are just disgracing, themselves. They have made themselves a fool in the face of the international community. The world is laughing at them. Well, that's foreign news, and I had to bring that to you because some interesting foreign news like this ones are worth sharing with the people. Now, let me come to home news, just like Mr. Willie was talking about. Let's talk about Amazonia. Let's talk about us. Let's talk about the Amber War draft. Comrade Willie,
Yes, sir.
um, the Amber War draft. I know the wonderful people of Manyu. How much did they raise again? How much did your people raise for the Amber War draft?
We are still racing. I would not say if you say race, it means you give a couple points, but we are still racing.
Mm-hmm.
We raised more than 100. Still moving forward.
Wow, powerful. So the and this is so wonderful. And I'm going to ask you these raw questions. We never talked about this, but I'm going to ask you, why do you think the Amber War draft is a massive strategy for our revolution?
The Amber War draft, I will first to thank all the Manyu people and all the people of Amazonia for standing up. Before the Amber War draft came to light, don't forget that the people of Manyu, we created what we call Manyu Incentive Program before the Amber War draft came to light. So I want to first take this time to thank Dr. Sako and the executive people of the Federal Republic of Amazonia for bringing the Amber War draft to light. They created the Amber War draft, they mastermind it and program it and deliberate on it, and then they sold it to the population. And coming to Amber War draft, Amber War draft is not just a name. It means you draft yourself, you draft your focus, you draft your purpose, you draft your freedom. This is when Dr. Sako, President Sako Ikome of Amazonia, have given you to open your own door and get inside your house. Amber War draft is the key. The secret behind Amber War draft, the name Amber War draft, is a key that President Sako created and hand it to your hand, say free yourself. And how will you free yourself? By drafting your 1,000. You can draft $1,000 and you can pay all at once, or you can be paying instrumentally from now through December. But the more you pay, the better for us all. When they give you a key in your hand and you go to your house, if you use that key and throw it somewhere else, then you will not get inside your house. If you put it by the side of your door, then you will not get in. Unless you open that door and get in, then it means you have your freedom. President Sako have given the freedom of every Amazonian into their hands. They have put their freedom into your hand. Now you open the door and get inside your house. That's what the Amber War is all about. It's a way of bringing all Amazonians, well-wishers, supporters. You do not have to be an Amazonian to help us financially. You can be any part of the world. You can be a European. You can be an American. Support us financially so we can move forward with this Amber War draft. It's still going on in all the counties. It will never stop. Even though they put the deadline that is December, if you've drafted up to $1,000 and you feel that you can give more, give until you get to Boya. Then we know that yes, you've given. We have to all give and give like never before. So that's why the Amber War draft have come to stay. When you see Amber War draft, some people think that it's just to use it to fight. No. 90% of Amber War draft is in fragments. The whole picture itself is Amber War draft. It's in fragments. The money you contribute, some go to treat our wounded soldiers. The money you contribute, some go to buy them medicine. The money you contribute, some go to buy them shoes and raincoats. The money you contribute, some go to buy them self-defense equipment. So if you say I don't want to buy self-defense equipment, you can put your Amber War draft and you write it for medical purposes. We're going to use it for buying medication, to purchase medication, and to make medication. Because our fighters on the ground, we don't just buy the medication. We give them traditional medication to drink as well. We make it and tell them what leaf to take if they have wounds. So we have to transport them from point A to point B, or send somebody to go cut leaves from point A to point B. So we have to pay those transportation. So when you put the Amber War draft money, don't just be one-sided. That, oh, it's going just to purchase weapons. No, that is bandage somebody's wound. We need bandage. That money go for that purpose. Those fighters have to eat. That money go for that purpose. You cannot fight war with an empty stomach. So that's why I come to expose Amber War draft.
Yes.
The president coined it. and sold it
Before
as
we
an Amber World draft.
come on, UN. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh, come on, Willie. In a
Yes,
short
sir.
moment from now, we shall be listening to the president's speech. We shall be analyzing um, His Excellency Dr. Sako's speech to the people of Manyu during the Amber War draft. I'm going to replay it and then we shall go through it. But before we come to that, I want you to tell us what developments are taking place right now in Manyu. Oh, and of course,
In Manyu,
yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
with
Sorry, go
respect
ahead,
to the
sir.
Amber War draft.
With respect to the Amber World draft, there is a lot of development going on in Manyu. Most of our development in 99% for the war. That's what the purpose is. The president stated that is Amber, so the money is used for war purposes, and so will it be. In Manyu, most of our operations are not exposed online. We do
That's
not put
right.
them online.
Mm-hmm.
We told our commandos in Manyu, if it doesn't see it, it doesn't happen. They report to me, and I report to the president and the chief security, Mr. John Egowan. So, and they report to the LGA chair people and the Self-Defense Council. So whatever happens in Manyu stays in Manyu. But for the world draft, where you put your money, I want to clarify the air. That money does not go to President Sako. That money is meant for Manyu system and the structure. This is Manyu systems and the structure. I can read it for you. We have the Manyu county coordinator, we have the Manyu people, we have the delegates, the board committee, we have the treasury department, we have the health department, and we have the security department. So Manyu, controlled by Willie, is managed by Willie as the head, because there must be head somewhere. But it's controlled and managed by the Manyu people and committees. So once you put your money, that money is being secured. Our chief treasurer, Mr. Emmanuel, and is supervised by Mr. Sebas, assistant treasurer, and the oversight committee put eyes on the money. So whatever money you put, Willie does not touch that money. I see the money coming in, don't touch it. Wherever the money goes, it's decided by the delegates and the defense council for that LGA. If there's an emergency in Mafe, then the Mafe committee will sit and decide what to do with it. Then I will approve it and make sure that it's executed correctly. Me, I'm the eye and the ear of Manyu people and their mouth to make sure that any dime they put goes for the purpose that is intended for. Some people say money goes to Mr. John Egowan. He does not touch no money. He's the chief security. He got nothing to do with our money. Our money stays in Manyu. Our money is managed by Manyu people, executed by Manyu people on the ground. We use them to send the francophones away. Once in Manfe, we'll send them away. Now we need their money more, so we can send the military away too. We need to get heavy equipment. As you can see, we need heavy equipment like this one. This is a grenade launcher. This is a grenade launcher. We want to buy like good grenade launchers so that I can stand from my house and I pop one to send one to the military base to greet them in the morning, in the afternoon, and the evening. We should be greeting the military people with this grenade launcher. I want people to contribute their money so we can use it. If it comes to AK, we have it. If it comes to jackpot, we have it. If it comes to popcorn, we have it.
In
we need more heavy
words,
weapons.
In other words, Common Willie, if I understand you very well, you guys are resolved to see that this money is being used absolutely for self-defense in the Manyu territory, in the Manyu county.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Now, I also want to use this opportunity to talk to many of us from the Manyu county, and I want to say that, you know, sometimes I know. By the way, I would have asked you how the payments are coming in, but I just want to use this opportunity to encourage those who have pledged, those who are paying in their money. Comrade Willie, how would you want your people to pay? Must they keep there and have the 1,000 before they pay in, or they can be paying bit by bit?
If pay your money, any installment will take it. A beggar have no choice. You can pay in full as $1,000 in full. Others have paid $1,000 cash. Some people give $2,000 cash. Some $3,000 cash. And if you don't have $3,000 or $1,000 cash, You can pay installments. You can pay $100. But bear in mind, if you pay slowly, therefore it means that you are giving a baby step towards freedom to your own self. The more you pay, the heavier you pay, and the faster you pay, the more we send the money to the ground for the boys to execute the projects. You cannot go and open the door and then you wait for the enemy to go. You try to push them out. You want to sweep them all out at the same time. When we are sweeping the gendarmerie, the police, the army, and whatever force they have on the ground. We want to sweep them all at the same time.
You know, Come Willie, one thing I like about you is you are a no-nonsense man. I remember one day we were talking and you told me, that was when they killed the children at Ngabu last year, 20th of May. And if we were talking, I remember you said to me, Mr. Nanchop, all picking them for Manyu, they must get gone. Even if they're 2 months old, he must get gone. You said, if all picking them, I'm serious, Amazonians. Come Willie said this. He said, every small picking must get gone for self-defense. Have you changed from that mentality?
All right, Mr. Mancho, look behind me. You see this? This is another one. I have small kids in the house. I've trained how to shoot. And very soon I take them to the shooting range. In Geneva, I've never been in Geneva, but this goes to the international community. They should go back to Geneva and revise their policy. They should go to Geneva and revise their policy. If a child is being shot, a 1-month-old is being shot by a man who call himself a military man with a Republic uniform, who is 40 years, 50 years old, you have the right to shoot a 1-month-old, a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old, a grandma and a grandpa. What prevents that grandpa and that grandma and that baby not to have a gun? What prevents them? In Manyu, I've authorized everybody to buy a gun and give it to the baby. If you can just put the baby's finger, when the army comes, when the army comes, pull it over here, they will do that. And that will kill the army too. If a baby is being shot, what laws are in place for these babies? They don't even know what's going on. And then you say the Geneva Convention. I never went to Geneva and I will never go. The Republic is the one that went to Geneva and signed documents with Geneva. I've told the commandos in Manyu to shoot anything they see. No exception. Shoot anything and take it off. We are clearing the road. I'm not waiting for the international community. That's not my position. That's Dr. Sako's position to tell the international community what they want to tell them. I'm a country coordinator to my country and protect it and defend my country. When it comes to international policies, Dr. Sako will tell international people what to do. In my country, I have an authorization to clean up, and so we're going to clean up.
I think I can understand that, sir, because if we look at the level at which La République du Cameroon soldiers are killing our children, killing our women, killing our fathers, it's sad to see that the international community is quiet. Nobody is talking against it. Some are talking against it, but nobody is taking any action to stop the perpetrator of genocide. As a matter of fact, I have a video here. Before we come to the president's speech, I have a video here from someone from the international, from the ICC, that will be very interesting for the Amazonian people to listen to.
But it's something that is very important. I will bring it to the Executive Council.
Oh, so you're not there, so there's no cooperation.
Chief, Cameroonians are watching you online, and they're asking whether the situation of southern Cameroon.
Oh, it's extremely very, very bad now. It's a genocide indeed. In my own home, imagine they send soldiers to the chief's palace, destroy a lot of things, and more than 130 towns in the southern Cameroon destroyed. It's a genocide, like civilians killed. I mean, it's unprecedented. It's a genocide happening in the southern Cameroon and the Gulf of Guinea. We are very, very embarrassed that the United Nations has not acted forcefully. Of course, African Union is totally silent. But whatever the case, the people are fighting on. They are defending themselves. And I think right now, the entire territory is locked down. The elections, the president organized elections, and the people of the Southern Cameroon said the election will not take place in the territory. And it is a matter of international law, a matter of people's right to exist. And I do not see exactly how there can be a military solution to that. In the first place, the military solution, apart from the crimes committed, I don't think they will win. One of the remarkable things about the Southern Cameroon case is this. The Rohingyas jurisprudence that was given just a few weeks ago, where Myanmar, from Burma, deported thousands of refugees to Bangladesh, is going to apply here, because Cameroon deported hundreds of thousands of Southern Cameroon refugees to Nigeria from their ancestral home. They signed an order. They crossed the border and killed some. They went to Nigeria and adopted leaders of the Southern Cameroons in a hotel with the completely Nigerian soldiers. Nigeria is a state party to the Rome Statute, and according to the Rohingyas jurisprudence, if you commit the crimes which fall under the jurisdiction of the ICC in a state party, then ICC has the jurisprudence to intervene. Indeed, ICC has a criminal examination in Nigeria since 2010, and therefore they can appropriately look into these crimes. I can tell you, unfortunately, it's a genocide. The international community must do something now. The disgrace, what I've seen in other situations, where they wait and people are killed, and they use the conflict as a way of employing international civil servants to come and talk about justice, will no longer apply. We must give value to human life. The international community must intervene. Yeah.
Yes, we must be here.
Comrade Willie, this is Barrister Charles Tako. He is making some points very clear. One of the things I got from his statement is that this is genocide in the southern Cameroons. I mean, it is clear to the international community that this is genocide. This is genocide. This is an ongoing genocide in this territory. And the genocide there is French Cameroon. And now I want to ask myself this question. Why would anybody on earth think that a victim of such a genocide has no right to protect his or herself? Why? In other words, I'm trying to say that, logically speaking, the Amber Wall Draft is an answer to that which we need, to the question. That means we need, or we are drafting ourselves for self-defense against this genocide. The international community has recognized it as genocide against our people. The world knows this is genocide, meaning you and I, we know. Now imagine the international community, everyone is talking about it and they have recognized that this is genocide. But we, the victims, we just want to fold our arms until everyone is dead? No. We are committing ourselves to this Amber Wall Draft to self-defense so that we can fight against this genocide, against this perpetrator of this genocide. And I think that's what you were talking about when you made mention of the ICC and Geneva and the rest. You made it very clear, sir, if I understood you.
Mr. Manchop.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, go ahead. I will, before you proceed, I will take some time before I forget some things that I've listened to this man.
Okay.
Before I came, well, I have a father. I have a father called Jesus Christ. And I'm going to take that message from my father and give it to the international community. This message will go, I will say it in English. This message comes from my father, Jesus Christ. It goes to the people of ICC, all the workers of ICC, the United Nations, the OAU, and the people of Geneva, who are responsible to make policies and decisions of the world. Lord Jesus, in the name of peace and happiness and honesty, pray that any Christian that will open their mouth to eat the communion of Jesus and to drink the wine of Jesus, that communion should hang on their neck. Anybody, United Nations, or the president of the world, that you know the truth and you turn your face away and you let people die. When you go to any church and you accept the communion, it should tie it on your neck. When you drink that wine of Jesus, it should go to your stomach and give you diarrhea and dysentery. My name is Willie, for the record. I say it. All the presidents of the world, international community, ICC, call it. When they go to church, even the Pope, if he knows the truth and does not say the truth and live by the truth, the communion that he serves, if anybody will serve it to him, it should hang on their neck. The wine of Jesus should hang on their neck Jesus is the father of all fathers. He's the president of all presidents. And for those who are Muslims, who know the truth, whenever I open the Quran and their own mosque to pray, that Quran should shine light on their eye. For those who turn their face away and let innocent people die, the Quran should hold the responsible, not me. Man cannot hold man, but the Quran is there. Before I came to this world, they told us Jesus Christ is alive, and you see what he will do. I call all the ancestors, all the people from above who are dead, the ones who have gone before us. I call you and invoke your spirit to go against anybody, United Nations, OAU, African Union. Go to them. Don't let them sleep. Don't sleep. When they sleep at night, dead bodies in Southern Cameroon should be rotating on their faces. All the dead bodies in Southern Cameroon, the people who have died, they're suffering, the babies, their blood and their pictures should be going to the people who are responsible to make policies. The ones in Europe who want to make us to be slaves and turn us as slaves, and one in America. All the dead people in Amazonia, I invoke your spirit in the name of Jesus Christ, that whenever you sleep, the baby that have been killed, Mami Happy, the one burned, the one in Manyu that was put inside hot oil, the baby that was dipped inside hot oil by the French army, that baby's image should come to you and you see the difference. May the light of God shine into those who support. May the light shine into those who honor us. May the light of God shine on those who prosper us and stand for the truth. That's all. I'm not here for policy or what. I'm not in Geneva with them, but they know the truth. If they don't say it and practice it, may the communion of Jesus hang on their neck. May the communion and the wine hang on their neck, and the wine of Jesus give them diarrhea. You should go to their stomach and give them diarrhea. Paul Biya himself is a Christian, as they say. He's eating communion. He goes to pray anytime he opens his mouth, eat that communion. It should hang on his throat. Any hospital they go, they should not be able to find anything. That's what I say. I'm not worried about what policy, what they say. That's all I can tell you.
Well, thank you so much, Comrade Willie. I can feel the zeal in your heart, and I can really, I mean, I can feel the anger, the desire for justice in your words. Fellow Amazonians, the question here is, why is it so necessary for us, the people of Manyu, to be committed to this Amber War draft in Manyu? Now, to some of you who've pledged, you've gotten yourself drafted. Some of you have not yet been drafted. You are still sitting on the fence. You are like, why should I be drafted? Now think about it. The international community has recognized that which is happening in our territory as genocide. Everyone is talking about it. They are calling it genocide. Who are the victims? You and I, our parents, our grandparents, our brothers and sisters. They are the victims. Who is the perpetrator? France and La République du Cameroun. Now tell me, why would you not be drafted for self-defense? Meaning, if you and I should just sit quiet and say, France is killing our people, please international community come and help. We've been doing that, but yet nobody has stepped up to help the people. We have to do something. We need to do something. We need to step up the game. We need to stand and fight. If not, we will die before the international community comes in. But we must defend ourselves with everything we have in our availability. And by doing so, or one of the means is getting ourselves drafted so that we can defend ourselves. The world is talking about it. It is, even the ICC, they know this is genocide, but nobody is doing anything to stop Mr. Biya and his talks. Comrade Willie.
Yes, sir.
According to you, in your own words, why do you think this Amber War draft is desperately needed in Manyu?
The Amber War draft is needed in Manyu for the following reason: to prove that you are a Manyu child, number one. Number two, to prove that you can protect your sisters and brothers and protect yourself. When you put your money for this Amber War draft, we are not just coming to guide you and to protect you against this La République killing machine. When we go to a country, we make our president fail. We secure everybody. I've been in many where people will call me that La République government have gone to a village and rally people up. They have gone to a village and rally people up. and then they put regards, and then they call the population to come pay 200,000 francs so they can release them. And some people will call me, Willie, the enemy of my brother, and I ask them, did you draft? And someone will say no. I said, when you draft, give me a call. But I'll still turn around and see what we can do. But we do not, in Manyu, we do not give a dime to the army if they arrest anybody. If the people go and arrest anybody in Manyu, I encourage any Manyu person not to give a dime to the military because they use that money to buy weapons to kill us. Than to go give them a 100,000 francs, 200,000 francs, put the money for the war draft so we can use it to buy weapons to defend ourselves, to push them out. It's like a leaking pipe. When water bursts in a pipe, you cannot be wiping the water while the pipe is leaking. You have to seal it up. For the Republic, we don't have to seal them up, we have to repair because they're old pipes. So we want to replace them, take them all out. We are not going to seal them, just to wipe them all. If I have means, even that that shithole country they call Cameroon, I could have removed it, put in the sea, and plant plantain. Because that country is just a waste of human resources and waste of time in the world. So any Manyu person that have not drafted themselves should step up to the plate. Draft yourself, draft your mother, draft your sister, draft your baby. The money that you draft, we use those money, we go to villages to buy medicine and local community too as well. Sometimes our fighters are moving in some villages, you see a mama that is wounded, it happened. They will tell you that the army passed and beat me. The army passed and shot my leg. And then with that money, you can use some of it and buy a bandage and give that mama. As long as the mama stays in Amazonia, we're going to give her. As long as it's a Manyu woman, an Amazonian woman, while you're from northern zone, you come and stay in southern zone, you are wounded, we take care of you. It does not just say you are just a Manyu person. As long as you are inside Manyu and you're an Amazonian, you are secured, you are protected. And if you're going to be beneficiary of that help. So the money that you put will go a long way. For this world draft, the people who have been putting money, it's not only Manyu people. There are people from northern zone who are stationed in Manyu. There are people in Amazonia who got married to Manyu people. We got people in Amazonia who have school in Manyu. Remember, the first school in Manyu, the first ladies' school, they call it QRC, Field of the Rosary College, Okoyom. It's in Manyu. So Manyu have produced a lot of intellectuals in the world. Government High School Manfe is in Manyu. Manyu have produced a lot of them. We need all those students, ex-students, who have passed through Manfe in any way to help. We need their money. They can donate on 301-732-0777. That if you're out of America,
I think the number is on the
+1.
screen. I think the number is on the screen. You can see it on the screen. Yeah.
Okay. So they can help. Some people might be listening on the radio, wherever they might listen, they might not be able to see. That's why I'm calling it. So they can come in and donate. We have a Manyu County where we have about more than 200 people in that forum. So if you want to join Manyu County, see what we are doing, you are free to call 301-732-0777. That's our cash app. That's our Zelle. That's our customer service. Google this number. That Manyu County have a direct customer service line. Call anytime, put in our forum, and then if you want to join an LG, your LG. If you want to put your Amber World Drive, you can specify. I want it to go to Obayam, and that money will be used for that purpose for Obayam LG to buy equipment for Obayam. You want to put it for Acquire, you put it. You go for Acquire to be used for that purpose. You want for Central or for Imojo. Whatever LG you prefer to put that money in, that World Draft money, you're going to put it like that, and it's going to go. You don't have to send your money to America. You have an account in Europe. You have satellite account. If you contact us on this 301-732-0777, we're going to link you. We have account in Canada. We have account in Nigeria. We have account in America. The other satellite account that I'm not going to disclose it. We have account in Ground Zero. So if you're in Ground Zero, you want to help us, just call me, Willie, or you call our customer service, and we're going to tell you what to do. We're going to tell you where to give that money, and that money will be used according to the way you stated. So that's why it's important to put your money, so that tomorrow when we get to Ground Zero, your name will feature too on the list. If you want to put your money, you want to put anonymous. That's fine. Put it anonymous. That is, if you don't want to register your name, you want to put your name is Cassava. You just say Cassava. We're going to put Cassava. Then we're going to put a code so that when we reach in ground zero, we can say Mr. Cassava, whose name is Mr. Agbo, gave this money at this time. So whether you are in the Republic today, leave us to donate and support Manyu County. I don't want your name to be known or to be seen. We're going to keep it and we're going to document it as anonymous. That's a seal. It cannot be opened. Not by me, not by anybody. Until we reach ground zero, so that in the monument, our freedom monument in Manfe roundabout, when we left Enugu, we came to Manfe. The Amazonian people put a monument in Manfe, their name, we put on that monument. Not the shithole monument that's there now. I mean the glass one that is rotating with our blue and white. You see this? The flag that I have, if we rotating, your name will be showing that yes, Mr. Eno, you donated $1,000, Mr. Boy donated $2,000, Mr. Bob, Ma Mary, Ma Suzanne, all the grandson and granddaughters, you are not left behind. If you are raised by a Manyu grandma, you are raised by a Manyu grandpa, you have to step up and come on, and step forward. Don't say, oh, it's just me. On behalf of your grandmother, on behalf of your grandfather, on behalf of everybody, you can step forward and make a difference. Serving Manyu people today, not because I deserve to serve them, but because they have served me. When I was a child going to school, some of my mom would give me food to eat. Some of them, my parents, they fed me.
I have a funny question.
So that's why you step up.
To interrupt. Now, what will happen to those who will not get themselves drafted?
Those who will not get themselves drafted, they have the same procedure and policy are in place. When the time comes and you step on ground zero and we ask you where is your draft receipt, remember, for everybody that draft, the government issues certificates. Manyu County will have what we call matriculation numbers. We do not display them outside. So we'll have those things. If you come when once I've got independent and go to ground zero, what am I not? That rule will apply because our department of Oath and Transparency Committee, they have those documents on file, and our Treasury Department have those things on file. All residents have it on file, the Amazonian government have it on file. So when we display and you have yourself to be blamed.
Okay, I think that message is very clear. Now, in a short moment from now, we are going to be listening to the president's speech to the people of Manyu. But before we go to that, I have one question. I'm going to call you three names. Ayok Tabe Julius is from Manyu. His Excellency Ayok Tabe Julius is from Manyu. Agbobala is from Manyu. Eric Tato is from Manyu. I also know that, help me, when I help me for comment session or when I call, I want to give 4 names. I want to know which of them have been drafted already.
Well, they cannot draft because they cannot draft for reason beyond my control. And it's when you are, look, when you go to catch fish, it's not every fish that you take home. Did that answer your question?
Okay. More 11 for day. So I was asking a question to know because during my trip to Boya, we had a lot of people who came out there and talk and spoke, and they are the ones who are loudest in the internet. They are not supporting, they are not in their county, they are not even contributing, and they are not doing their county monthly contributions. And I'm wondering that those, because I'm asking you these questions simply because I know Mark Barata has a Manyu background. Eric Tato is from Manyu. I wanted to know, and I wanted to have it on record, how committed they are in their counties. And if they have gotten themselves drafted. If not, I don't want them, because I want to have this on record. I don't want to hear them tomorrow open their mouths and they're talking about the draft when they did not get themselves drafted. So I wanted to know if they've already drafted. Another one is Tabenya, if they've drafted.
Mr. Manchop, Eric Tato don't have money to, because guess what? UN paid on his behalf. During the draft period, he came to the step, and he forgot that during the draft period, not everybody's face was on that camera because some of us were behind and to work with security department to make sure doctors like him are kicked out before they even the step. The draft went well. You think Ambazonian people are foolish? Why they were drafting, the security department was behind, tracing people who come to the step. So from your first speech, if you just make noise, they just mute you. You'll be there struggling to talk. Like Eric Tato came and he put his hand up, and when they discovered he was seeing himself exited before they could kick him out. That's why UN drafted $500 for him, and UN have paid that money on his behalf because he doesn't have money to pay. When you talk of my trip to Boya, why am I successful? We did not focus on the past. That's a way for enemy to. It's like going to catch a snake. You focus on the tail when the head is there moving around. We did not worry about distractors. We just worry about what we're going to do, and we're going to do it. With Eric Tato, with Eric Tato, this struggle will go where it's going to. Nobody's bigger than a nation. When it comes to Mr. Julius Ayoktabe and Tabenya, they can speak for themselves. They are alive. When the time comes, it's not about really, about who pay what, and you prove yourself. I'm not going to speak for people who can speak for themselves. Mr. Julius is in jail. He speaks and hold videos and hold meetings. If there's any question, direct that question to him. He was kidnapped. He's a kidnapped victim. Mr. Julius Ayoktabe is a kidnapped victim. Kidnapped from Nigeria by the Republic and kept in jail, and they are beating him and pushing him left to right. So he's a kidnapped victim. And when it comes to Mr. Tabenya Brado, he can talk for himself. I've already given them their own ultimatum. When it comes to drafting, instead of them drafting, they were plotting behind to show the army where our boys were hiding, so that the army should go kill our boys. But I make my traditional rituals that anywhere time they call the names of our fighters and show where they're hiding, they will get what they call pie, where the animals will come out anytime they drink water. That applies to Eric Tato, Mark Barata, Tabenya Brado, this other one. How do they call it?
Nkongo failure.
In Congo failure and the other ones, all those people that think that they can point where our Ambazonian fighters are hiding. I've already made my ritual. All they need, it's not active yet. They have to use the amount to activate it. When they say Amba fighters hiding here, that's where the animals will come out when they go to drink water. And I've said it, I mean it, I do not play. I cannot enter the bush to cut leaves and then waste it. I've already put it all, it's piled, it's kept. When they just call that Amba boys are hiding here, the army should go kill them. That their pile will come out anytime they drink water.
Yeah, Mr. Willie, the reason I'm asking this question is we want to build an Ambazonia where everyone is subject to the law. No matter who you are subject to the law. Meaning, if you are from a county, for instance, and everyone is drafting for that county, you don't tell me I am Ayoktabe Julius, I am this. No, you must abide by the law. You must get yourself drafted. Even if you are the president, as far as I know, Dr. Sako, His Excellency, Dr. Sako is from Fako. He is drafting for Fako. His wife is from Dian. She is drafting from Dian, because we want an Ambazonia where everybody is subject to the law. That's why I was asking you these questions, because I know that Eric Tato is from Manyu, Ayoktabe is from Manyu, Tabenyang is from Manyu, and I wanted to know if they have drafted from Manyu, because you said
Mr.
anybody, listen, you said anybody who will not draft will not enter Manyu. And we Ambazonians, we are taking you, the people of Manyu, by your words. You know, we want to be very sure about this.
Nanchop, point of clarification on your part. Look, this draft is for Ambazonia and for Manyu people of goodwill and good faith. Make no mistake. People that you call in Congo's failure is not an Amazonian. Where does he live? Is in Yaoundé. That's a French citizen. Why you talk about Mr. Jonah Yoktabe? It's in Yaoundé. It's a friend with them. The kidnapping is there with them. Why you talk about Eric Tato? He died and eat with the French people. He's them. So you cannot tell me that when this comes, when the time comes on ground zero, he comes there. The law will hit him. That's what it is. They are French citizens. In Congo, just a French citizen. What can we do with them? Is to kick them out. If they step the leg now, Amber boys will tear them like meat. That's a fact. So when you come to Eric Tato, how you going to take a Frenchman? Although it's in English, he's speaking in English. It's a Frenchman. How you want to take him and begin to, you see him dining with French people, all their activities and everything, talking to them, all like Tapang, all those people. You see, Manyu does not focus on distractors. We do not. We focus that if two people can drive and put their money where we use it for that purpose. We do not expect millions to come and give junk and make noise. We expect the few committed. In Manyu County Forum, and we are few committed. That's why we are pushing the war. It's not all Manyu fighting this war. The few committed ones. So don't worry about them and make noise. My trip to this. Do you see me? Do you see me answer them? Do you see me answer them?
Well, thank you so much for that wonderful clarification, sir. I think that's clear enough for the Amazonian people to understand. Now, sir, I would like us to get the president's 10-minute speech to the people of Manyu, and let me put the speech on the screen.
Okay.
That's the president's speech to the people of Manyu, and we are going to listen to the president's speech, and then after that, we shall analyze what the president said to the people of Manyu. Dear televiewers, friends, and fans of Mr. Nanchop, please be patient and watch the president talk to the people of Manyu.
Thank you very much, Comrade Oben. Thank you, the great people of Manyu. I know we've done this already, but let us observe a minute of silence for our martyrs from Manyu, like Chief Ayamba. May the souls of all Manyu departed heroes and martyrs of yesterday provoke all present-day generation of Manyu freedom lovers unto victory. In Jesus' name. Let me use this opportunity to thank Mr. Willie Ayong, the Manyu County Chairman of the interim government, and all members of your interim government here present with me. The Controller General of Amazonia, Mr. Eno Tanyi, the Undersecretary of State for IT, Mr. Emmanuel Oben, the Undersecretary of State for Home Affairs, Dr. Anderson Kajang. Let's give them all a thunderous hand of applause for their unconditional love for the people of Manyu. Dear people of Manyu, you have always been a political powerhouse in the former British Southern Cameroon's Amazonia. History has recorded that it was in Mamfe that our leaders, returning from the Eastern House of Assembly in Enugu, Nigeria, gathered to decide on the political future of our beloved country. There in 1953, the decision to work for the independence of the Southern Cameroons was reached. Fast forward, the history of the present independence movement shall not be written without emphasizing the pivotal roles played by sons and daughters of this great county of Manyu. The innocent people of Manyu were also the first to pay the price of blood after Mr. Biya declared a merciless war on Southern Cameroons in November 2017. Dear Amazonians, The faith of our people, Manyu and Fako in particular, are entwined in the destiny of our revolution in that while Fako hosts the Prime Minister's Lodge, Manyu is home to the Independence Monument of Southern Cameroon. These two symbols of our national pride are engraved in the DNA of our restoration campaign and resistance. And apart from the indelible memory of bravery, with a permanent significance in history, Manyu and Fako are at the heartbeats of Ambazonia's political survival. This is why we must silence our differences, put aside our quarrels, unite as a people, neutralize our common enemy, and inspire ourselves with this great destiny that we have. Whether it's the rocky monument in Mamfe or the stone walls of the PM's Lodge in my hometown, this is a clear reminder of what John the Baptist told us about God when he said, if the people will not worship God, God is able to raise disciples out of stones. We are the stone generation, of which I am one of the least, molded out of God's anger against our wicked enemy. There is history, memory, emblems, blood, and the Bible to attest to this truth. Fellow people of Manyu, dear brothers and sisters, we must now start seeing, believing, and confessing the undefeated spirit of a united and unconquered nation under God's direction. Today, we should covenant our heart and faith to the glorious mission of our destiny as eternal pillars of the resistance movement. From Endeli, E.T. Egbe, through Chief Ayamba, Ayuk Tabe, and my humble self, your president, we must represent this firewall and unleash our firestorm against the enemy of our people. In this fight, we may not be Manyu or Fako or Mezam. We are Ambazonians because our national identity is a political rainbow of a colorful cultural heritage. Let's be one today in this war draft and demonstrate that by enlisting ourselves with the wallet size of our faith, so that we may pursue our dream, which lies within our legitimate ambition for our common survival. Fellow sons and daughters of Manyu, the Amber War Draft is not an attempt by me or the interim government to take your resources away from Manyu. Far from it. Award, as we call it, is a county-by-county campaign which lies within our enlistment into a national army of donors to help the warriors of each county to defend our people and finish our God-given assignment to fully liberate our nation from slavery. Manyu cannot be left behind. Far from it. Because it all began to resurge from here in 2016 and 2017, I decided to begin my national draft campaign tour in Manyu, just to remind you all, to help the true revolutionaries of Manyu, that there shall be no Ambazonia as we know it without Manyu, and there shall be no Manyu County without Ambazonia. Our revolution continues to be a shared responsibility endeavor. I challenge all of you, the illustrious sons and daughters of this great country, our largest in Amazonia, to rise above personal political thoughts or interests and join this draft as a patriotic humanitarian endeavor to rescue our brothers, sisters, mothers, and fathers from the ongoing genocidal massacre in Manyu, from a senseless war declared on us by the vicious Bulu Cameroon regime, whose mission in Manyu is to crush us until our ultimate surrender as their conquered possession. Do you also hear the thousands crying in refugee camps, in farm huts, in dungeons, and in the trenches, asking for our help and rescue? Our enemy is a common enemy. Our destiny is a common destiny. Our fight must therefore be a common fight. So, Manyu, let's unite to face this existential threat, not because we agree on everything, but because we agree that we have to survive as a people. Which one of you from Manyu, in a flight going to Boya, will crash the plane because of disagreement with a fellow passenger or even the pilot? Which one of you will rather keep his cool? Pray you all land safely in Boya before seeking redress. That choice is yours today, brothers and sisters. Let history record the choices we make today in terms of how they contributed to accelerate our speed towards success or guarantee our failure in this God-ordained quest for the restoration of our independence. Pray you all land safely in Viva the great land of giants of the forest and the rivers. Brothers and sisters, Viva the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. In terms of God bless Ambala. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wow. Powerful speech from His Excellency Dr. Samuel Sako Ekome. Which one of you will crash the plane just because he disagrees with his fellow passenger? What a wonderful paradox. Now, sir, Mr. Willie, you've listened to the president's speech. What are the things you could get from the president's speech to your people?
Well, not just his speech. When you listen to people talk, look at the way they dress. Their dressing carries power than the speech. You see the red hat that he has on his head? It shows up at war. That cap, it means that there's fire on the mountain. And then added to the speech that he made, he has stated clearly in English. I don't think I have to elaborate. I don't think I have to elaborate on what he said. He has stated clearly that crashed the plane. But, Mr. President, you are right for what you say. But there are people, there are many people who already crashed their own plane. But not the one that really is moving, is piloting to Mafe or to Boya. So there are people who have already crashed the plane. I'm not going to spend my energy to call their names. You know them all. There are many people who are sellouts. We do not focus on those who call them fake pilots. We go into the ride and then later on they will make a 10 and go to La Republique. As long as this concerns us, Manyu people, and as long as I'm alive, really, managing Manyu, we're going to fly this plane with no crash. We can argue inside the plane. A plane have a bumpy ride, what they call turbulence in English. You have a bumpy ride. We're going to bump it until we're going to land. Remember, my airport in Bisongabang, Man, you have an airport in Bisongabang. We're going to land there. Before we want to land in Tico, we're going to land there. We can land in Tico, land in Bamenda, land in Manfe. So we're going to land there. For those who think that they can pilot us and swing us to Yaoundé, let them think again. The president has stated it. He has stated it. So, Mr. President, I'm here to assure the Manyu people. I'm here to assure them that as long as we live and our executive who are managing Manyu, we're not going to make a left turn, right there. We're going to go straight all the way to Boya. No ticket. And their money will help us to push up to Boya. Their money will help to keep the plane afloat. Their money to foil the plane so we get to Boya. And how are we going to get to Boya? by sweeping the house, sweeping the army out. How are we going to sweep them out? The money that you're going to put, we need RPG, grenade launcher. You see, we need grenade launchers. We need them. Give them money, we purchase them. We need them. We've made certain progress on ourselves locally. They will need the one that at least we can go certain distance to defend ourselves, so that we can be greeting the military in their bases in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night. That's how we ask Manyu to contribute. Please, for your money, we need that money. Those who have pledged, please try to meet up with your pledges. Those who are still to pledge, those who think that they will not pledge, those who dream, those who feel, those who don't stay now, this is the time. Don't say, had I known.
Excellent.
That's what I
I
have to
think,
say.
in addition to that, the president also made it very clear that Manyu is a political powerhouse in Ambazonia, which is actually undisputable. And he acknowledged the great sons and daughters from Manyu, and um, also acknowledged the fact that in Manyu was the first blood price paid. The La Republic started killing people in Manyu, and the resistance actually, the bloody resistance actually also started in Manyu, which I actually think is true. One other thing I don't want us to miss is that he recognizes us as the chosen generation, and also talked about, just like what the Bible said, that if we will not stand to do that which we have to do, God will raise even stones to do it. And he even went further to say he's one of those stones for which he is the last. Now, this is so ironical to what is happening in this revolution, because I believe so much, and this is why we are having this topic today, that most of us are wonderful people. I mean, we have so many great and wonderful people of Manyu, educated people, great doctors, wonderful people. I mean, those who've achieved a lot in this life. And we know that there can never be any Ambazonia without Manyu. Just like there can never be any Manyu without Ambazonia. So the president also went further and said, we must shun away our differences and use our commonness to build that momentum to fight against a common enemy. You see, he said we must fight against our differences. He said because the destiny is a common destiny, the enemy is a common enemy, and the fight is a common fight. And I love what I just said, or what he said. He said, who is going to crash a plane where he is also a passenger just because he's having an argument or misunderstanding or disagreement with another passenger? Looking at this Amazonian revolution as the plane to Boya, and thinking about it that sometimes we have disagreements because we are all passengers in this plane with this common destiny on this common journey. Are we going to allow the plane to crash, just like some are saying? Some said, better me spoil, even though I be the pilot. Are we going to go to that level? I believe that the Manyu people are so intelligent, wonderful, and great people, and they have a lot to contribute to this revolution. Comrade Willie, let's assume I am someone that wants to participate and I want to draft, and I'm having payment challenges. How will you advise me to go about that? Because there are a lot of people who are very skeptical. Some are saying that, oh, if I give in my money, I don't know what is happening with the payment details. I don't want my name to go out there. I want to be anonymous. Do you people have a means for anonymous donation in the Manyu County?
Yes, we do. We do in all the 4 LG. We do. Once you put your money, you specify that anonymous, and you yourself you have the receipt in your hand, and then we're going to seal your name and put anonymous amount. And if it's specified, it should be used for any purpose. We're going to use it for that purpose, or the LG that you want it specified that it should go to. If it's Acquire, we're going to then direct it to Acquire LG. If it's Marvel Central LGA, or Imojo Opaya. So if you want to just put your name, you don't want your name to grab anonymous anything. I said you want your name to be Kasaba Kokoyam, we're going to put it just as you say. We follow your instruction to the fullest. And trust me, me, I'm a secretive person in life. As executive people, we cannot think outside. That's why you don't see videos outside the Manyu, because this work is not about video. You do not see video outside. One of us have gotten to ground zero. Then we're going to open the page for you to see what we've been doing. But if you want to know how their money is being used, yeah, LGA and the defense council can tell you and show you the pictures. We have weekly meetings and monthly meetings, give accountability and tell you what the money is being used for. We'll show you pictures. So if you participate with us, you have the right at any time to call me and say, Willie, where's my $1? And I have the right to ask the executive to come for a meeting with the Treasury Department and the video of what we've done with their money and see that the money is put to use correctly and appropriately. So with me, being the chairperson of Manyu County, put your trust on me. I have a better job myself, put my best to this struggle. Nobody invited me. But what the Republic is failing to understand is just you can never win a volunteer. Because all of us in Ambassador volunteer for this job. So they can never win us. We are not being paid. Then we have our life paying with our blood, paying with our time. So we are volunteers. We cannot run out of options. We always have people who bring options every day and energy. Like the enemy, like the Republic, they can pay workers, pay the army to come fight us. If I'm Bazonia, we're going to guide people. For example, let me divert from the question you asked. What payment, as concerned payment, wherever you are, any part of the world, just tell us, and we're going to give the nearest payment center. If you're in Europe, we're going to give the European account, so that way you don't have to pay for taxes. If you're in Canada, we're going to give you Canada account. If you're in ground zero, you talk to me or to our Treasury Department, we're going to tell you where to send that money. Even if you are a Republic agent, you want to support us financially, we're going to take your money. If you are a Republic, you want to support us, we're going to take that money to use it for the purpose. So we need money from any angle, any form, shape, or kind, we'll take it. What did you say?
Thank you, sir.
Thank
you, Comrade Willie, for that wonderful information. We have the contact information on the screen. Dear televiewers, you can see the contact information. I think you can also contact Comrade Willie or the Manyu County through WhatsApp, as it is written on the screen. Am I correct, sir?
Yeah, that's our WhatsApp. That's our Cash App.
Yes. Okay.
That's if you're out of America. +1 301.
Okay. That's right.
0777.
Excellent. We have the number on the screen. So, Comrade Willie, we may want to get some calls, and I think we already have a caller on the line. We have a first caller on the line that
yes, sir.
I may connect for you. Hello, sir. Welcome to Amber Voice.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Nanchop at Amber Voice.
Welcome. Yes, sir. Hello, welcome.
Thank you so much for bringing. Yeah, thank you so much for bringing the chairman, the firebrand chairman for Manyu County. That's the guy. I give him a lot of respect, and I just wanna ask him one question, but before then, let me just appreciate a few things that he has said here. He doesn't have time to waste for useless people, because those people, they are trying to make a difference and fight and thinking that they are fighting just because Amazonia is in that plane that is fighting to conquer our enemy. When Amazonia must have gone through and succeeded in their war, where will they be fighting again? They will go to La Republica and they will not even stand to be anything to start talking about anything at all. They will be useless people altogether. And I also appreciate him for saying something like anybody who drafts now, automatically has a magical number. That is a very, very wonderful idea. So that when you start keeping a magical number, it will tell the story tomorrow. Every story tomorrow. And, and I want to say something to him, and I want to say, because he's the one sitting there, to call on his fellow chairmen. Let them know that there is conflict of authority now in Amazonia. They should not only wait as if it's Sarko or the government will move to Boya before we can see whether the chairman will be there or not. I think the chairman, they should sit down and try to take over. They are like pioneer governors. of the Ambazonian Republic. I don't know why they don't remember about this. And then so that they can fight and get their governorship for Ambazonia and don't mind about when we are going to come. So that's one thing I'm going. How is he thinking about that? That's the question I need to ask him. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Come Willie.
Yes, sir.
Did you get the caller's point?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Perhaps you want to respond to that.
Yes, comrade. Thanks for calling and thanks for giving the courage to us all. I will speak for myself and then I will throw more light on the other chair people. We as county coordinators, we are voted by our various counties. We are not appointed by President Sako. We are voted by our LGA and the county as a whole to represent us. Now, it depends on the individual. Me, I take this for personal to save my people. People come people come to office for various reasons. They really come for one reason: to kick out the La Republic and to save my people of Manyu and Amazon as a whole. And so I will do it. I will educate my people in my dialect. I will educate my people in pidgin. I will give you guys safety techniques, safety classes, and I will give you guys audios. I said this is really for the record. It is up to the other county coordinators to copy from me or to bring up their own way of meeting the people. It's not about me. It's about you people on the ground. So that's my own way of reaching you people and telling you what to do. I'm not working on Secretary Chris. The work is too much for him alone. That's why we have county by county. Secretary Chris speaks for the international community and for all of us. If I see that my people they are under threat and I have the means to come educate them, to guide them, I will step forward. Looking at the position of the county coordinator, take up the word governor. Governors are colonial terms. We are not county coordinators to come tomorrow to come sit on ground zero to manage ground zero. Once we get the liberation and ground zero is free, you over there in ground zero, you're going to manage your structures and we can advise. We are not coming there to govern you. No. You ground zero, you have the education, you have the capability. The only difference is that why would not choose people on ground zero there to sit in those offices because in the position as county coordinators, because the enemy will come and just catch you and put them, kidnap you and put them in their jail.
That's true.
If I tell you that if you vote the county coordinator, LGA chair, it means we've already pointed to be killed by the enemy. That's why we decided that the people on the ground, we should just leave them in that capacity, cooperate and collaborate with them. But for every county, we have defense council, and our defense council members are on the ground.
9, 0.
So they're on the ground. Yes, that's the reason. We cannot say, oh, if we vote to county coordinator now for Manyu or Momo or something, you're on the ground. The enemy will just come and kill you. Our aim is to save life. We want to protect you. So when we get independent, you're going to govern us. You're going to govern us. You're on the ground. You know how the ground, you know what is needed. We're here trying to coordinate things. I'm talking to you people. But tomorrow, the leaders of tomorrow are you people on the ground, not us here in diaspora. We only come for advice. We only give advice. Bro, what do you think? You say, bro, let's go like this. You bring an idea, box it up together. That's why La Republic failed. When they declared this war on us, they forgot to factorize the diaspora. They did not factorize us. They said, give us 2 weeks, we're going to swipe them off. They were talking to swipe, they were coming to swipe with you on the ground, not us on diaspora here. They forgot. That's why they run out of equation. Tell them to go balance it up. So if you put their money, really go have to balance the equation.
9,
We're going to
0.
trim the plans. Thank you for that.
Wonderful.
Answer your question.
Willie. I think your point was very clear, and I myself, I learned something from that. And from that, I think we have the next caller on the line. Hello, madam. Hello, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good evening, Mr. Nanchop. And also, I want to greet the great comrade Willie.
Good evening, sir.
Welcome. Yeah,
thank you, sir.
I just want to chip in something that is very, very important.
Okay, we are listening.
Yes, Comrade Willie, what I want to just chip into you, it goes to the other county chair person. What we need to win this war
This is guerrilla warfare. Even if we have just 20 people, we can win this battle. Now, our guys know the terrain. They know all our forests. What they can do here is they can set some traps. You know, we have people who do hunting. They know how to set traps. We can set traps for this La Republic dogs when they are coming for us. Those guys can set them some traps, fix some traps in the forest and even in the road. And then secondly, we need a lot of informants. You have to set up informants on the ground to always be alert. There are so many young girls also that La Republic are using. They are succeeding a lot because they are using informants. So we can set up many informants that will be relating to our boys. So I think this is all what I have to contribute. But Comrade Willie, I appreciate you. But you people should develop tactics because we need a lot of tactics on the ground to win the enemy. Thank you.
Thank you, bro, for that.
Calling. Yes.
Yeah,
great. So, Comrade Willie.
Yes, sir.
Before we round up, though, fellow Amazonians, the lines are open. You can call in. And please, I really want to use this opportunity to plead with you. If you have pledged in for your county draft, I want you to please know that you did something great. And don't give up. You might not have had all the complete money to pay in at the moment, but give what you have already. If you're having $300, don't say, oh, ma, keep them for one side, make it be 1,000 before I pay it. No, don't do that. Give in your $300 first. Let it be your first installment. And then, who knows, next month you give another $300, and by the end of the year you finish your pledge. Now, I know that we as humans, and that's why I started saying what I was saying, that the spirit is willing, but the mind, the flesh is weak. I know that sometimes we can always do things out of that willing spirit, but the challenges in the day-to-day life, the corruption of the mind, that's why I started by this. I'm talking about that to explain that, because I know that as humans, we can easily fall into a position where we become, discouraged. That doesn't mean that deep in your heart you don't have the desire for freedom. As a matter of fact, you have a lot of people listening to me right now that they have that desire for freedom. They don't want to see our people dying. They don't want to see this genocide. They want it to stop. But what they lack is how to stop it. And this is why we are this is why we are discussing this topic today. This is why we are talking about the draft. Because the Amber World Draft is your own strategy. It's our strategy to stop the genocide, to stop the perpetrator of this genocide. You see, you can't just sit quiet and say, oh, I don't tire the way that they kill people. Where people are dying. Look at the way they are killing my people. That's not enough. You must do something. You must defend these people. The Americans are quiet. The international community is quiet. The United Nations is saying nothing. They are doing nothing. The African Union, that's a toothless bulldog. They are doing nothing. Look at what has happened in Mali. The people stood up and the army took over. You see. Look at what is happening in our country. You see. We need that army to stand up and take control of the territory before dictator Biya kills all of us. Mr. Biya does not even see that what he's doing is wrong, even though the international community is condemning it. The whole world is condemning his genocide, but France is supporting him because of the natural resources in Amazonia. So you and I, as the victims, what do? Do you just want to fold your arms and say, the people are dying, and you keep lamenting? No, we must stop it by doing what is right, namely defending ourselves. So how do you defend yourselves without the necessary requirements? That's why the Amber World Draft comes to play. Now we are talking about Manyu. You are a great man for Manyu. It's good. You live in the US, you have great achievements, you have so many doctor titles and the rest, or doctorate degrees and the rest. is good. But of what benefit is that to your villagers, to your people, to your fellow people from Manyu? If you can't impact their lives positively. Now look at you. You've studied, you have all this wonderful knowledge, but you cannot transfer this knowledge to the people who need them back home. You are a medical doctor. Your parents are in the village. They cannot benefit from your medical expertise. You see the problem? You want to help them. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. The government of La Republique is invading our people, killing them, destroying every chance and means that we want to offer these people a better life. We must do something. There are international institutions that ought to do something. The United Nations ought to do something to prevent these escalations, but they are always failing. So what do? Do we fold our arms and wait for somebody else to take care of our own people? No, we do the first aid and wait for them to come. And believe me, we are doing the right thing. Self-defense is instinctive, you know. I mean, it's the right thing to do if you are a victim of genocide. And I personally think you, as a son and a daughter of Manyu, from Manyu, stand for your people. You've pledged $1,000. It's nothing for you. You can do more. You've given in that money. You can give in more. Some of you have pledged and you haven't given. You haven't yet started. Start. Get up from sleep. Don't allow your mind to be corrupted. Don't allow some to deceive you. Remember I said the spirit is willing. Deep in your heart, you want to do that which is right. You are willing to do it. You are ready to do it. Now some folks, those weak-minded people, they are talking evil to you. They are trying to deceive you. They are trying to manipulate you. They are trying to tell you, no, you give them money, Dr. Saron go chop am, John Egoyan go chop am. But this is the Manyu chair right here, Comrade Willie. He is telling you that the money does not go to anyone. The money goes to your county. And what about you? You are so intelligent. You have all these wonderful ideas. Why don't you join your brothers and sisters in the county to do something great? Instead of you sitting there and criticizing everything, you have these wonderful ideas. Then come into play. Bring them into play. Come on board. Bring in your constructive ideas. Help the Manyu County. Help your brothers and sisters. Not by criticizing, but by bringing in constructive ideas to develop the county. And more also, to save the people of Manyu. To protect the mothers, the children, the women, you know, to protect the people of Manyu. I can't overemphasize on that. Comrade Willie.
Yes, sir.
You as the Manyu County Chair, before you will round up, I want to give you an open platform, an open forum. Say what is in your mind. What would you like to tell the Ambazonian people, most especially those from Manyu? What's in your mind? Talk to the people.
Well, the Manyu. Me, I want this alone. I talk for people for English pigeon. With the numbers. You for Manyu, me, I want to alone and now save and willing. One takes time for appeal. All Manyu groups, all Manyu meeting groups. Say what draft don't come. Someone I know will get money for draft on yourself individually. Now please draft on yourself for as a meeting. Meeting when I go draft on yourself. When I send for Manyu County. Even I know get a cash app or WhatsApp for send us money. When I go draft on yourself and I will call. When I send a through MoneyGram, Western Union. Send waves. There are many ways to send money. Send waves. You send and they charge you nothing. We will tell you I will send that money. You will come for our treasury department and go supervise our treasury department. All Manyu men association, Nyankwe groups. We will get money too for Nyankwe. When I will gather money, I said you want from Nyankwe group association, and I will send that for we. Money in groups. When I go gather money for money in groups, when I go send that for we. Ejakam groups, Gemaya group, all those meeting groups them to go for Samo Sengo, all those groups they gonna send for we. I go for Ground Zero, Mafe Tank Choir, Women Choir, CMF, CWF. Now go gather money, and I go tell we will tell and half of use that money for ground day. That one I day for day, we're not going to send that for we. We will tell on ourselves send that money. And we will be put to use correctly. So maybe we gather our money for various groups them, we send it for we. as individual, you go draft your name, you put your name. But when they send money for group, we go register that group meeting the name for Manyu County. Say this money, you come out for this side. That will be get away. The one for China, one money for China. They don't gather money for China. They send it for we. So we write the name for forum. So they for list. Say picking them for China. They don't gather money for send for humanitarian purposes, and we use them for that purpose. So they be specify. They would not forget. For the Amber World draft to enhance the displaced people them. So the money we want to send them, we use them to fight the war. Why would we maintain our people them? Their health status. We don't feed the dead and the wounded, may they die. We go for take care for them. Why would they fight the enemy they go from? So with the back when I want to step forward. Never Dr. Sako they take on money, now we talk on so. Dr. Sako you know they even know how much to collect. They don't update it. He be president for all of us, for guide we. They touch no one time. Mr. John Ego and now chief security for Manyu. He give you advice and security details on what to do. For guide we. You know they touch money. Me, Willie, I know they touch money. We get treasury department. Where they touch money. Oversight committee, they see how that money they go. And the various delegates for the various LGSM. They see how that money they go. Where it will be put to use. If you come on for Bachua, you want to donate one gun. Draft yourself, say you draft, when they buy a cannon. They will buy a cannon, they will use it for Bachua, if you specify. If you draft for Imojo, you say when they buy an RPG, we will buy an RPG for Imojo. My dream for Manyu people, I will make a get about 12 RPG. 3 for each zone. So that when you shoot like star, the enemy position. So that they will run like they would come out. Moving them, I put them that way. My dream that for Manyu people. So tomorrow, we'll say yes, we'll liberate Manyu as President Sako talk up. They will all put your head together. We will fight this fight. If you be distracted or not even come, we don't need you. Any field you can't go for us. So what in a baggage? So the beggar Vonyen Yanse come Manyu and me willing. Say una form Ochemekande Benju. Una Chambi, una Kawat come Manyu County. If you won't be una Yangawat. So that it can knock Yanoku. If you want to say no knock. And the very car refugee camp. After that, 7 years Kanju. Abakume Kanju again. So the Beguna, they're going to help us so that make we fight, push the army out. Make people when they did for Nigeria as refugees, they come back. So that's why we beg Beguna. Go Manyu, the saying in cap. When watching the say, my young remember, in actually really, difficulty community to afford. The young way. Matching cap, matching say, Chenkap for cap, the young cap, women watching young way. Oh, Mbofu, Green Club, and Kamankan, cap, the young, losing it. So, one the tank on all that get about town and distracted of Manyu in our own place, and for like the public will not go anyway. We need to talk about distract, nothing for do them. Now, one message will be clear for Manyu people there. Wait, carry safety Magdalena go. I want to put and clean and clear. There's an imposture going around in the name of Magdalena go. She went some few days behind to meet Okala Bilai and said they should kill Amazonian fighters. That woman is not a Manyu woman. Her name is Okwonkwo Margaret. She said her name is Magdalene Akpo. Her name is Okwonkwo Margaret. She stays in Manyu before, so we are letting her to know that she doesn't have a place in Manyu anymore. She have a sister. The sister is there in Kumba. Wherever she come to Kumba, we're going to visit her. You cannot go eat with the enemy, dine with the enemy, then you come to stay with us at the bottom. Don't walk that way. You're going to remain with the enemy. If she come to Manfe, we know where she live in Manfe, we know where she stay. Agbo, what you call her name? Say Agbo Magdalene. You know, Kwonkwo Margaret. You stay for GRA just for corner army camp. If you say you get security, we will see. If your sister, when you get data, if you keep for a house, what can carry you, will carry you too. Anybody will keep that woman for a house inside Manyu, inside Ambazonia. Where will come for can carry that woman, will carry the person too. Your sister they for Kumba. No every wrong go stay for they will know say you day. They will put eye for you for Boya. Where reach for Kumba, the red dragon will Kumba go take care for you or reach for Manyu. The Manyu commandos them. They know side where you did. When they come for you, I know go call name like I'll call and say why any white leg Manyu person will go to show a face for TV for screen in terms of pushing us backward. Remember side where you did. Any Manyu person will keep for a house. That Manyu we can't carry that person when na white leg. You too. They this product. All the Manyu people who are trying to sell us the ready struggle. Ayota Kunchong is one of them. Tabetando will recognize and consider them as Brazilian product. When we see them, we will confiscate them. So now so I can talk. Ayota Kunchong, that woman will go talk say it is so many kill Amazon fighter them. Ayota Kunchong imami his sister Pekin. So we know all than a half of Wala people them. I think that you see that they push this struggle may go backward. 2 minutes they don't go there for Nigeria. Now where they belong. That's why I say Ayota Kunchong to go up and down. So at the Manchop, at the Capo can thank you for the time we give me. But I know go just thank you alone. I will call all the people for Amazonia. Now our responsibility for hold accountable for Kamatuna. Now when accounting people they will go talk for them. They can't address the pilot. Here I be responsible for Manyu. I never talk for Momo. I never talk for Fako. But I talk with the county coordinator for back. Then now our responsibility for can't call them. So they are responsible and answerable to you. They are answerable to Manyu people and Amazonian people. Even I call me to a concern Manyu, me I go talk. Even I concern ask me to a concern Momo, the Momo county chairperson go talk. So now when I get for the whole responsible for the Vocal TV or for the make appointment with Mr. Manchop, Mr. Manchop for the conference, the contact that people when they get slot, they feed me in. If the wait say me they come meet up you, for making me come for talk for talk show. Mr. Manchop they be busy too. They don't know your capability and your availability. You say forward for tell your story. I think that they come for push my story forward every time. Yeah, I be too head for him. I be too head. To head means a struggler at the hustle. So Manyu first before any other thing. So any man will no stand with us. So we put it for river, give what I made drink. That's for Manyu. You always call them black leg. When a white, all the white leg them, put the house for river. Don't beg nobody. When we put TV on, we see our face for TV, for YouTube, WhatsApp, we talk against the struggle. Just say house of Manyu, you go for river at the same time. Remember for this. Like the chief for Ashum. The chief for Ashum. Mr. Bobecham, you my teacher, mathematics teacher, further math teacher for grammar school Manfe. You don't remain steady for Boya. Now for then, your own chieftaincy don't end. Now for Boya go remain. The big title. You never come for Manfe again, for Manyu again. The day we come, we'll give him a maid, no exception. I will talk to the same, all the state of only. To enter army, enter command. We'll see how far army will win that security. Any Manyu person, Manyu boy, Manyu girl, Manyu woman, come for TV, can't talk negative against this struggle. I can remember Saturday day, to go a house, we'll put on river. No exception. Every me willing. If I talk negative, I go put my house, my property for inside river. No exception. You want big pass all of us.
Thank you, Come Willie.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. It is always a pleasure having you here on this platform of Amber Voice, and we are glad to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Amazonians, we've come to the end of today's edition of Amber Voice. Now please, you can see on the screen the payment details for Manyu. These are the updated payment details. Now please, you want to do yourself this favor. If you are from Manyu, you have not yet joined your county, I'm begging you to take this contact number on the screen and try to contact your county. This is the WhatsApp number for Manyu County. It's also the same number you will use for PayPal, for Cash App and for Zelle, I think so. But please, before you do anything, you can easily contact Comrade Willie or the Manyu people through this number on the screen. So make sure you always be in contact with your county, because we also know that sometimes there are challenges with the payment methods and the counties keep updating their payment methods. So perhaps you are intending to pay some money in 2 weeks time and you're taking the Cash App number or the PayPal number from the screen right now. Perhaps you want to pay using another method, not even Cash App or PayPal. Just take the number on the screen, use WhatsApp or call it on direct call and talk to somebody from the Manyu County, and get the possible means through which you can channel your money to the county. And of course, remember, self-defense is what we must do right now. La République du Cameroon is afraid of that. That's why they will do everything to demoralize the Amazonian people not to fully participate in this draft. So, just like Comrade Willie said, the draft is increasing. You know, there are some people who have never heard about the draft, and perhaps you're one of them. You're hearing about it just now on this show. Please get committed. Call somebody, write somebody, get something going, and drop something in the accounts. You know, I have been your host on this special edition of Amber Voice with Mr. Nanchop, and I want to thank you so much for have been there. And I'll leave you with this wonderful song from Comrade Silva, Minister Silva. Yes, on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, I think we are having the Coupe Maninguba County. Coupe Maninguba County is coming up on Sunday. But tomorrow I shall be live with a very strong message, and you don't want to miss it. See you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Amber time. Nice evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.